A woman meets the perfect man and falls head over heels in love, but he's not interested, or he's not interested enough. Not in the way that you want him to be, not in the way that you are interested in him. And you're thinking, hey, wait a minute, like I'm pretty, I'm kind, I'm intelligent, I pay my taxes on time, so what's the problem? How come his feelings don't match mine? And the answer is simple. You haven't built an emotional connection with him. And I'll say that again. You haven't built an emotional connection with him. My name is Ismael Gomez. I'm a coach, writer, and speaker. And I'm here to tell you ladies that if you want to make a man fall for you, okay, you have to hit him behind his chest plate. You have to build a bridge between your heart and his. And if you want to know how, you're at the right place. Stick around, because in this video, I will share all the tools that you need to emotionally connect with a man and make him want you. Now, before I go into it, it's important to know that this guide isn't about manipulating someone's feelings or playing games. It's about fostering a genuine connection built on mutual respect and open communication. Okay, so let's begin. To start the video, I want you to think about this. Imagine you're building a bridge with a man, okay? The two of you together. And as you're constructing this bridge, both of you are on your phone. Both of you are watching TV. Both of you are doing 20 other things and still thinking, well, yeah, we're building this bridge. So when it comes to spending quality time together, okay, yes, you can both watch Netflix, work on a project, cook dinner, but certain times you just need to sit down and build the bridge. And by that, I mean deep conversations. I mean slowing down physical intimacy, enjoying moments of silence. And I'm going to show you right now how you struggle with this without even knowing. I bet since this video started, okay, you probably looked down at the comment section, or maybe you checked your phone a couple of times, or you've been distracted by something else in your environment. So right now, at this moment, I want you to give me your full attention, okay? Look into my eyes right now for 10 seconds. Drop everything else, and I want you to stare right here in complete silence, starting now. That's it. Now, be honest. How many thoughts did you have in those 10 seconds? Like your mind just wanted to switch to something else, and probably you even felt uncomfortable. So ladies, to create that closeness, that emotional connection you want with a man, you need to do weekly practices, at least once a week, where you can create moments of deep focus on each other, not both of you doing an activity. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Yeah, Ismael, that sounds great, but if I tell a man to do any of these things, he's going to laugh in my face and call me bizarre. And alright, I get it, but this is where being a coach actually becomes useful, because I already know what works and what doesn't. And something you need to understand about men is that we love a challenge, okay? So if you're talking to a guy or you're in a relationship, this is what you can do. You tell him that you saw a video online saying that most men cannot hold eye contact with a woman in silence for a minute. And you want to see if he can do it. If you word it as a challenge, okay, I promise you that 99% of men will be like, oh yeah, I can do that, no problem. And then you get to experience that with him. Do you know what's the most unattractive quality in a man? Is when he's wasting your time, when he gives you mixed signals. The moment you feel that you need to chase him for attention, that should be the biggest turnoff for you. Now here's the interesting part. You're not chasing this man, you're chasing the emotional state you experience when you're with him. So what you do is you learn to create those feelings within you, and then you attract someone who matches them. For my second point, I want to focus on something that may trigger some of you, and it's this. You can be the most beautiful woman in the world, okay? Intelligent, kind, great smile, but if you constantly create a lot of drama in your relationship, you won't be able to keep a man around. And if you do get to keep him, okay, it'll be a weak man that doesn't know how to put his foot down, and you'll feel miserable knowing that you have an incompetent guy by your side. Now, this is not to say that you should avoid conflict or tension in your relationship, right? Because those are part of the dynamics. However, If you're still confused, here's a great tip to know the difference between drama and tension. Drama usually focuses on demanding, while tension focuses on expressing. Here's an example. Imagine you want him to give you flowers every now and then because you like that, all right? So one method is that you say, hey, why don't you ever buy me flowers? You should get me flowers every week. Demanding, right? And that may work in the short term. What eventually happens is that he will stop doing that behavior. On the other hand, if you say, hey, I like when you bring me flowers. I find that so attractive when I see you do it. Because what usually happens is that if you say that, is that now he thinks flowers means being more attractive. And who doesn't want to be more attractive? Also, a little secret. If you want to go the extra mile, say that it turns you on. I mean, if you really want a man to pay attention, you need to speak our language, okay? Say something like, hey, whenever I see you enter the door with flowers in your hands, it just totally turns me on. Like, I've never seen such a sexy man. Try that and see what happens. You can thank me later. All right, ladies, so for our final point, let's go back to the bridge analogy, okay? And let me give you this comparison and see what you think. Imagine you are on one side of a mountain and there are two men on the other side who need to build a bridge to reach you. Now, the first man, he spends months building a strong and secure bridge so you can walk on it with him if needed, okay? While the second man, he just quickly builds a wooden bridge that doesn't cost him much time and effort, but it does the job to get him to the other side. And here's the question. If there were a crisis in the relationship, like I said, if there was heavy rain, windy days, which man will be more likely to walk away and say, you know what, who cares about this woman? Like, this bridge only took me 2 days to build. Whatever, I can go and find someone else. Or the man who spent months building his bridge, and now he thinks twice before letting that investment go to waste. So what does that mean? It means that you need to learn how to make men invest in you. You need to let them invest their time and energy to get what they want. So if he wants your affection, your sweetness, your body, you need to make sure that he also shows effort. I cannot even tell you the amount of messages I get on Instagram of women telling me that men are constantly asking them for money and they feel used. And listen, let me tell you something. Even in the moments that I've been broke without a single penny in my pocket, if I needed $40 to put gas in my car, I would rather go on the streets and sell shoes than to go to my woman to ask her for money. I mean, even if I was in a bed, dying in a hospital, I will call other people first before asking her. Alright, so now that you know how to build a bridge between hearts, I hope that you find a man worth crossing that bridge for. That's it for today. Ladies, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. It really means a lot to me that you've chosen me to learn about dating, love, and relationship dynamics because, like I always say, for your relationships to change, you need to change. Have a beautiful day.